For several years now, drivers have been allowed to decide which starting number they want to race with on their car in Formula 1, instead of it being determined automatically. But which numbers will the drivers be using next season? Let's find out in this quick preview to the 2023 campaign. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has chosen to race with number 1 on his car again in 2023. After winning his first world title in 2021, Verstappen was the first driver since Sebastian Vettel to actually drive with the starting number 1 on his car, Logan Sargent. American rookie Sargent is also taking a number he used in Formula Renault. Number 3 is actually my number, but it's already taken, so I thought why not just pick a race-winning number from my past and then use it in Formula 1. Sargent therefore has chosen to run with the number 2 on his car for his debut season in F1. Lando Norris. Norris does not necessarily have a reason for choosing his number, but number 4 fits his name perfectly marketing-wise, hence the hashtag L4NDO. Lando. Pierre Gasly. Gasly will rock the number 10 because that is how he won the Formula Renault 2.0 Euro Cup title to his name in 2013. Sergio Perez. Perez is a big fan of the Mexican soccer club, Club America, for which Ivan Zamorano played from the year 2000 to 2003 with the jersey number 11. Perez has embraced that number ever since, even in his email address. At least, I don't think he uses it anymore anyway. He doesn't seem to answer back whenever we give him a shout. So number 11 it is for the Mexican driver. Fernando Alonso. Alonso will wear number 14 because he won the World Karting Championship at the age of 14 on July 14th with the starting number, yes, number 14 on his kart. Alonso knew it had to be his lucky number from then. Charles Leclerc. Leclerc comes into action with the number 16 on his Ferrari. When he entered Formula 1, he actually wanted to drive with the lucky number 7. However, that number was already taken by Kimi Raikkonen. Then he wanted number 10, but that was already taken by Pierre Gasly. Leclerc decided to proceed with the simple arithmetic of 1 plus 6 is 7, so he ended up with 1, 6, 16. Lance Stroll. In 2014, Lance Stroll made the switch from karting to motor racing and immediately won the Italian F4 Championship. The Canadian did so with the number 18. In addition, he made his Formula 1 debut at Williams at the age of 18, hence why he will be using the number 18 on his car. Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen, like Gasly, also uses the starting number with which he won the Formula Renault title in 2013. He will rock the number 20 on his Haas. Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries will drive with the number 21 on his car for his debut season in Formula 1. Now the reason for that number is because 21 was also on his car when he first got to test in Formula 1 for Mercedes at the end of 2021. That was a coincidence because all teams have certain backup numbers. That's what he told the Dutch paper The Telegraph anyway, but he will rock that number for this season. Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda would have liked to choose number 11 on his car, but it's already occupied, taken by Sergio Perez. So the Japanese driver decided to double it to make it the number 22. The AlphaTauri driver also likes that number because that's what Jenson Button had on his car when he won the Drivers' World Championship in 2009. A driver Tsunoda has great respect for, and the number was also used by his compatriot Takuma Sato when he was driving in F1. Alex Albon. It's not entirely known why Albon chose the number 23, but it could be due to the fact that he was born on the 23rd of March in 1996. It's just a logical link that we can think of here at GPFans. Zhou Guanyu. Zhou is a big fan of the basketball player Kobe Bryant, who sadly died in 2020. The legendary LA Lakers player who lost his life in a helicopter crash in California played the last years of his career in LA with the jersey number 24, hence Zhou drives with that number on his car. Nico Hülkenberg. For Hülkenberg, there is no special reason behind the number 27. It is just a simple addition of his birth date, 19 plus 8, aka August. 19th of August is of course when Hülkenberg was born, therefore it makes the number 27. Esteban Ocon. Ocon chose the number 31 because that is how he won his very first championship in karting at the national level. Nice, simple, and a reminder perhaps of faster times up at the front for the Frenchman. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis's inspiration for the number 44 came from his dad, Anthony Hamilton. Hamilton's father was driving around with F44 on his license plate when little Lewis was just a nipper, and he has seen it fit to drive with that number. Carlos Sainz. Sainz also has his reasons for choosing the number 55. The S from my first name is like a 5, just like the first S in my last name, so that makes 55, Sainz has said in the past. In addition, the number 5 was his favourite number, but it was already in use by Sebastian Vettel when he arrived in the sport. George Russell. Russell uses the number 63 on his car, and with him too, the origin of that choice dates back to his karting days. Russell's brother drove around in karting with that number, so it became something of a tradition within the Russell family. The numbers can also be read as GB, the abbreviation of course for Great Britain. Bit of patriotism there from George Russell on the grid. Valtteri Bottas. For Bottas, the choice was easy, as he simply liked 7 as a number. However, that one was already taken, as we've heard, by Kimi Räikkönen, so the Finnish driver decided to choose the number 77 instead. Oscar Piastri. Piastri will drive with the number 81 on his car for his first season in Formula 1, for no particular reason whatsoever. He used to drive with the number 11 on his vehicle, but when he entered a racing class in Australia, someone was already using that number, so he was forced to choose something different. He changed the 11 to 81, and that has inevitably stuck with him to his Formula 1 debut. So those are the numbers and the riders on the grid in 2023. Do we need some better stories behind some of these drivers' numbers? Which ones stick out as perhaps the most legendary one? Of course, is synonymous, the number 44 with Lewis Hamilton, and we're so used to seeing that at the front. GPFans.com and GPFans Global will have all of the coverage of the 2023 season. Just click subscribe down below to stick with us on the YouTube channel throughout.